All right, starting part two of this day recording. I have the bottle over here, and that's not what I want to focus on. I'm gonna shrink it. Um, we're approaching this other order block, which I did not have set. But basically, it goes from 25, 50 around there to 53 around there. And then I'm gonna bring my other window up over here just to show this real quick. So what's interesting here, which I was studying, is you have this break above, retest, right, and just play until we finally break the high and get out of here. But to get the sharper entries, I was playing with these trend lines, and so over here you see obviously you got a trend, you broke, retested, and then tried to go for the high, couldn't take it out. Every time we came back to the trend, bounced, came back to the trend. Here we tried to bounce and then we broke under, retested, came back down to this block. Um, and I attempted to catch the long here, caught this move to about that line, and then basically when we came back down, so this is London high right here. This is London high. All right, but in short, we kept trying to break through London high. We didn't. This block kept holding us up. And then eventually on this, so here you see we started to form a trend right here with a higher low. Right, so you had a low, higher low, that was confirmed here. We came back to the trend, did a deep retest, came back over. I'm sorry, this was the move I caught actually right here. This retest over here, caught this to this line, that's what it was. And I was trying to achieve this move to 525. But then we came in for another retest, so I got trailed out in profit there. Came in deeper to further trap the bears. And then over here we held over this line and then we continued. What I'm noticing from here is you had this double top. I know Javier was in a short, and I told him if we break over that, I don't like it because this usually leads to a good rejection. We could have broken under this block and continued down, but we actually closed above, did a retest of that held, and now we shot up to that 525. So we're about to hit that block right now and see if that's going to be buyers or sellers. But long story short, you see right here, right, we're approaching right now. As we approach that block, right, it's a big block too. We have 363 orders there, and those orders are sitting at 37.75. So that's like about almost the middle of this block I have drawn here. But basically, what you're looking for is to catch, in this instance, maybe there's something here where I haven't seen it yet, but if you have a high and you come back deep like this, right, and then you make another high, you wait for that high to break, right? Because here, technically, this was a failed attempt to close above this high. Therefore, it required a retest. Maybe the move could have been low, higher low. Wait for this higher low to confirm with a new high, and then wait for price to break above the high like it did here. If this move would have happened over here, we could have held and retested and then gone to 525. Specifically structure wise, I just realized. Let me see. No, no, low. No, so we were right. These are just pulls into that trend line again. So what I was trying to display is how these trend lines are used based off the first. When you have a low and then you confirm a higher low with this closure, you can draw that line and then wait for those tests to come back in, come back out. See how you basically hold the line. These would be early entries. And then, I mean, yeah, early entries, technically this is fine. If on any of these you took an entry, let's say here with a stop below, you would have been good, but that would have been a pretty big stop. We're going from what, 408? Let's just say you got in at 410, um, and all the way down your stop was at 380. So that's pretty intense. Uh, but you could have done it on a micro, I suppose, and then added in, scaled in when it broke the high. I didn't have a plan for that, and I'm not doing micros, so yeah, that's what that is. That's pretty interesting how it moved, and we hit 525. But that's all I wanted to record. I'm gonna take a quick screenshot. All right, so I will say the side note that the trend lines are more a guide on how far things can pull back. They're definitely not something that I would use on its own, but it is interesting to see how they pull back, where price pulls back to and does not break. It just does basically grabs of liquidity before it continues in that direction. Overall, structure was bullish and is bullish. However, here this was a little tricky. Where was it? Yeah, so see here, this is a 5 minute high, right? So if I draw this line here and I stretch that out, and I'll just make that, I don't know, pink, right? And then you put this low, right? This is technically your range on the 5 minute being bullish. Right, so on this attempt here, we failed to take that high, and so we're still, and no matter if we made these lows here, we're still bullish, right? And we have this block holding us up. So we retested, we tested it once, twice, three, four, five. It kept testing. We never really shifted structure because there was never a new high created here. So that's why I remained bullish. However, this close right here could have tricked a lot of people, and made you hold a short, trying to target something lower. But again, you never shift the structure. So yeah, that's how it works. Here we do. We hit that 537.50, which is those 363 orders. Um, Not bad, not bad at all. But that's how that works. Always follow structure. But yeah, I'm gonna pause this and then continue the longer recording. Actually, you know what? Give me a second. Let me recap my original trade from the morning. That way, it's already documented here. Where was it? Yeah, so it's basically this right here. We had London low at 57.75. See if I can copy this here. Okay, so I had that line there basically. So 57.75. So that was London low. And then the open was here at 9:30. So that was the open. We came into London low, rejected, then closed below. The small retest basically here was a good area to short. I got trailed out because I was trailing too tight. Ended up catching a smaller move, got trailed out again, waited, and then when I saw that we weren't breaking here, right, and bulls started coming in. I believe we can see this here as well. 8, 9 was it right here? Yeah, this is what it was. So right around 45, right? Yep, 6.5. Yeah, that's where I saw that this started coming in. We had these previous daily lines, but I really didn't use them. I just saw bulls coming in, waited for this retest, and got in and took this move to about London low. Um, and I was done for the day there. And then this thing obviously continued. And then, some other accounts, I got those up as well. But that was the morning trade. Something to analyze, right? I haven't been using the 1 minute as much, but I need to because it does help in these situations here to set your stop properly. So as soon as we broke this low, right, looking for, you could have done an immediate. It just depends on the risk, right? So at this close, we were at 22.75. You got 32.75 right here, so that's 10 points already. 42, so it's almost like a 20 points. Sorry, uh, is that 20? Am I wrong here? 22? The fuck? Oh, here it is. 40. Yeah, it's almost like a 15 to 20 point stop. Um, which can be pretty insane. These wicks were pretty big. Let me see something here. Is there a measuring tool on this? Yeah, Quantower is powerful, but it's weird. All right, since I can't find the tool here, let me quickly do it on TradingView. Yeah, so I suppose you could use the FEG as reference. So close below here. Yeah, so 20. Yeah, it was a 20 point stop. So around 80 ticks would have been safe. Um, and then at 80, if you held this way and you push down into this area, you were good. Something I didn't have set in the morning, which I always do, but I didn't, is my fibs. And we came right to that 1.5 extension, and then we bounced from there. So that would have been a great target. Um, However, again, I did get wicked out. Tried again, got wicked out with profit, and then I get made the remainder of my profit once we did this here on this surge. Waited for the retest, and I was in here and rode it to London low, and then price continued. So yeah, just recapping what those trades look like in the morning, and that's it. And it looks like we are going to possibly break out of this order block. And what's above here? I don't even know. We have a very thin order book to the top, so that could definitely fly. That could fly. And we have extensions here. We also have levels, right? We got yesterday's body high at 769.50. But for me, that entry's gone. This is all, but would have been a beautiful entry from down here where the line was holding. If we look at this real quick, where was that other break? I'll tell you over here. So if you manage to get in here, let's say 408, we said 410. Let's say you got in late at 421. That's a very big stop. So you definitely need to be on micros for that, about maybe 5 micros. Um, and you're at 168 risk. And once you break out and you're at your 2R, 1 to 2 around here, I mean you're safe to just cut to the middle, and at this point you are just free riding. You could take some off there and then just continue. But at 525 was a solid target, 416 ticks. Uh, I'm thinking 168, yeah, times 5. Um, you could have had this with 1 NQ. Your reward is still good. Um, yeah, that would have been a very nice move. You're risking basically 840 to make around 2100. It's not bad, but that would really depend on your risk profile and what you're willing to risk, your buffer, all that stuff. But overall, not a bad day. Very clean. A lot cleaner than yesterday. But yeah, see, I'd definitely be out if I was holding anything here. We're at the top of that block, and it's potential for rejection. We're also extended here. We could have a test come back all the way down to the last high we broke, at least 480, 481. But that's how it is. All right, cool. I'm gonna stop this and continue the silent recording.